Right, here we go. I'm just going to show you how to set up a DSLR into an Ikelite housing. Now you've got to forgive me, I've only done this once before, so if I make any mistakes let us know. I also would quite like Ikelite to have a little look at this if you do, because there is a couple marks underneath the housing. I don't know if you can see, where are they? Just there. Can you see anything there? And there's another one just there. Again, I don't know if you can see that. And I don't know whether they are weaknesses in the material or quite what, but that's how it arrived, and it doesn't seem to go all the way through. They're not splits that go all the way through the plastic. I don't know whether they're scratches, I'm not quite sure. So if Ikelite, you're watching this, let us know. Anyway, right, so I don't know whether I'm going to do this in the right order. Take the back plate off. I think taking the top one off first is best. Comme ça. That allows you to remove the back plate. Do that carefully. So, big thick chunk of plastic there with the base plate that the camera sits on, all the electronics for the strobe and flash, etc. there. We'll put that over there. Right, before putting the camera in, you do need to pull these levers out. You can see they come in and out. A little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, and over here. So you pull them all out of the way, which allows the camera to go in more smoothly. So, now what I've done also to allow you to use the manual focus on your camera whilst it's in the housing, you put on this little spring-loaded ring. Can you see that? That goes around the focusing ring of the lens. I also have put a lens on top of that to compensate for the underwater distortion. That's a ×4 on the front of that. Can you see? So the idea with this little bit that comes around here, around the manual focus ring, is that you put over this sleeve, which then allows you to control the manual focus from outside the housing. So, first things first, you put the electronic what's-it onto the camera. I'm going to do this fairly quickly just to show you how it works. Screw the camera onto the base plate. That's just to do this a bit more firmly. I'm just going to do this finger tightness. So there we are, there's the camera on the bottom of the on the base plate, on the back plate of the housing. Right, what I'm going to do is, with the housing here, I'm going to take the protective cover off the lens port. Okay, this is a 6-inch lens port. It looks a lot bigger in real life than it does in the picture on the internet. I don't know why, I expected it to be about that size, but it's a lovely big thing. That's lots of light in. Okay, what I personally have found is lying it on the front like that is best for me. I don't know if that's the correct way, but that's what seems easier to me. Make sure all the knobs are pulled out the sides. Get your camera and then you pop it in like that. Okay, now I put top one down and then the two side ones. Okay. You're meant to visually inspect you can see the O-ring through the perspex and the black O-ring there. You quickly not quickly, but you visually inspect to make sure that that's evenly spread out to show that the seal is patent and strong. Push your knobs back in, so to speak. So line there. This one, this wee knob here is quite clever. That actually reaches across onto the on switch and the video switch. So in case you're wondering how that works, that flicks that nicely and effectively. So virtually all the functions are accessible from the outside. Now then, to put the sleeve on here for the manual focus. You lift up the little. Now, sorry, I just don't know the technical terms. I'm still familiarising myself with the unit. So you lift up the catches on the port, lift up and away from the housing, and then slide the things that hold the port in place. Now, I must admit, I don't quite know how the seal works with the ports. It's not really the strongest of seals. It doesn't feel like it's not screw in. It doesn't have the strength with the clasps at the back. It's just these little things here that hold it in place. I'm guessing it's water pressure that forms a seal. So we'll be interested to find that out. I'm going to do a dry run. No, I'm not actually. I'll do a wet run without the camera in it first of all. I'll take it down to about 15-20 meters, I expect, and test it there. Right, so you get your, I think it's called a gear sleeve. There's these little lines on the inside. I don't know if you can see those. They line up with some grooves on the unit that you put around the lens. You slide the gear into place. That doesn't feel quite right for some reason. Right. Okay. Sliding on something, I don't quite know what. Right, we will. I think that'll grip better once the lens port is in. So the sleeve has gone around the lens. This is a 50mm 1.4 lens on the camera, which I was recommended. Right, and you just put the slide the port holders in place. Now, is that one gone? There we are. Check it's valid. So now, I don't know if you can see, if I turn the manual focus, can you see that moving inside the, yeah, you can. So that's how you control the manual focus. So looking forward to this. This is my little purchase for my little side business, Granite Ocean Film, and we're going off to the Red Sea in a month or two's time, so hopefully get some good footage there. So there we are, that's the Ikelite housing. This is a Canon 650D I've put in here. I've been using actually a Canon G12, which is a fantastic little camera up to now, very easy to use, which is when you've got everything else to think about with diving. That's cool to have less to worry about, but I wanted better quality, so I've gone up to DSLR stage. So there we are, that's the Ikelite housing. Lovely bit of kit. But anyway, Ikelite, if you do watch this, and you can tell me what those little marks are where the handle screws into the housing, I'd be very grateful. Thank you very much.